Hello, hello, hey, kiddos. Tanglewood Sue here today. Happy to be back on the DIY paint page. Want to give you guys a second to jump on board, and we're going to do some fun stuff today. Oh, look, the alert just came on. Okay, I'm going to see if you are on here, please comment. It's always nerve-wracking to fear that you're on the wrong page. You're not streaming, you're upside down, you're sideways, all that good stuff. It all happens. It all works out. So I just want to know that we're here. Yes, we got a thumbs up. Rock on. So I have this idea. All right, first of all, I'm Tanglewood Sue, otherwise known as the Crazy A Craft Coach. I'm a DIY paint retailer right out of DC. I'm kind of on the border, but I just say it's DC because nobody knows where Hyattsville is. But I'm steps away, and I love this paint, and I love experimenting with it, and that's why my show is What Can't This Paint Do? So, hey, Melanie, how are you, darling? So, first of all, I have to tell you how we are starting the show, and that is 30 seconds before we went live. I decided I needed to turn my shirt around. Let me explain why. It was really low cut, and I was practicing setting up the shot, and I'm like, Debbie is going to kill me because it's like a freaking sex show over here. It was just like, and I kept pulling it back, and then I tucked it in. No matter what, it was like all cleavage all day. So can you guys see my little shirt? So you don't get to see the pretty little satin because it's in the back now. And now, see, I'm not lying. So there, I've saved you from 45 minutes of boobies. All right, so what are we going to do here? This is actually a sideboard that has a huge top to it. I actually had to have some of my studio mates here help me. If I'm not responding to you guys, I apologize. I go back through at the end. I say hi to everybody, and I answer any questions, but I can't look in two places at once and do the multi-camera thing, except that we're only doing one camera today. Oh, well, forgive me. It has a huge hutch that goes on top. Do you know what I have planned? Now my tag's popping up. It's going to be my new DIY paint display. Because I need to make room. I brought in a bunch of new stuff into the store to help my painters. I brought in sanding blocks. I brought in these FIFO bottles. Anyway, I brought in a bunch of new stuff, and I needed somewhere to display it. So I've got an idea for what I want to do. So when I was little, next door to my grandma was this lady. In my experience, she was like 118. She was probably in her 60s. Okay, forgive me. I was 10. Okay. So I used to go over to her house, and she would do craft time with me. It was such a lovely thing that she would do with me. And she had this thing where we took tin foil, okay? And I don't remember how we did it. Maybe food coloring. I don't understand it. But we basically painted the tin foil to make it look all glistening. And then we took a piece of glass and we painted it black, but we left open where we wanted the picture to come through. Do you guys remember these? So, and then you put your crinkly tinfoil behind it, and then you had the outline of this beautiful flower. Like we'd always do a flower, because I couldn't draw anything else. Nothing's changed. And I had such fond memories of that. And so I was thinking about this piece and how I want to display so many DIY colors. But it's going in my store. And so I thought, well, I could kind of go crazy boho with it. But then I also thought, well, could be a little much. What could I do to have all the colors, but not have it just like overwhelm the eye? And I also wanted to showcase the paint, which are, okay, they're black. So we need a color kind of popping behind it, but I was thinking about this black. All right, so as with everything I do live, I've never done this before, and I don't know if it's going to work, but I have an idea. Here's the idea. We sand this back a little bit. I want to show you a little bit just how to get started with the paint. Those of some of you who are jumping on here are new. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody new. So I'll do this while I'm talking because I can talk and chew gum, kind of. But here's my idea. I'm just gonna work in these panels right now and just see what I can do. But I'm thinking I want to do like this mottled effect of lots of different colors right here. And you guys are going to help me because you're going to help me pick some colors. And I don't know if I want it really stippled. I don't know if I want it blended. I don't know if I want it watered down. I'm not sure. But basically, what I know I want is a lot of color right here. And then I won't be able to finish it in one video. Y'all are going to have to come along with me. I'm thinking we do a cut-in of either black or boho blue, something dark. All right, look, you can see it through the dust, right? So then we do like a cut-in. You see that? If I could draw a flower better, I'll probably use a stencil. And let where we're putting all the colors show, but paint the rest black. What do you think? Tell me what you think. I'm going to sing. And I know that's a little confusing, but that's why we do DIY. That's why we do these shows. But all I know is that the first step, and I'm going to tilt you guys down a little bit now that I've introed. Okay, all I know is that the first step here is just getting a bunch of color on. Paint each drawer and cabinet from different. Dawn, I like that idea too. I may do that with the drawers. Dawn, painting them all a different color. I gotta explain to you, I used to have a huge store, and I have cut back. Basically, I've cut back so I can do more of this. Okay, I've cut back having to fill a store and slap paint on it and be like, just fill it, to I'm gonna take my time, and I want to be creative, and I want to share what I'm doing. So now I have what's more like a booth, but it's not huge, and I worried a little bit about kind of painting every single thing a different color. All right, so if you guys are just getting started, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I sanding? Debi's paint doesn't need sanding. Okay, here's why I'm sanding. That's all I'm doing. I mean, what was that, 30 seconds? But this is really shiny, uber shiny. And this is gonna get knocked a lot. So that's about the extent. I just see how I got some dust. I just wanna rough it up. Just gotta rough it up. All right. I don't know where I put my simple green. My water will have to do. Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh my God, I never think about that. I just go into a zone. So yes, please share. Please share with anybody you think this will be fun. Also, I have a lot of other DIY. You guys can follow me on Tanglewood Works. Also, because I've had more time, I've been making a bunch of videos going on YouTube. I'll post that link here for you. Lots of free videos and tutorials. So basically what I'm doing, I'm trying this out. I'm kind of giving a short little snippet on YouTube, kind of fun, maybe telling a story. Debi taught us well about that. But I know that sometimes I leave these little short YouTube things and go, but wait, hold on. How did you get from that to that? Like, I can't leap sometimes from that to that. So I've made different versions in my tutorials that are longer. They usually average about a half an hour, but they drill down. Okay? They drill down. So I'd love for you to check them out. They're all like $10. Okay? You got this. Like the last one I did on resin, and I taught you how to get those divots out and how to get the bubbles out, and just a lot of different tips and tricks I've learned. All right, let's get started. Should we do like a cool color blend and then a warm color blend, or should we mix it all up, or should we kind of have like greens at the bottom, like, because maybe stems will go there? All right, I'm going to read your comments. Christy, hello. Trina, Dawn, Beth, Claudia, welcome everybody, welcome. Also here, let's tilt up and look at some of these colors I have here. I'll start getting started with what I'm thinking. So for blues, you got to have mermaid tail. I mean, you can't not. I mean, it's just not legal. Prom Queen. These are the bottles that I'm selling in my shop now, and as you can see, I'm just putting them all in one tray. All right, you guys, I need some feedback. Tell me what to do. I got a little boho blue here. I'm not gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna do boho, and this is why. I think boho is. I need to keep these colors pretty light so that we have a big contrast there. I'm going to put these, I'm just kind of putting them around on my tray, everywhere. And I'm using colors that blend. I've got a little French millinery left. I already did this once today and splattered myself all over, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful today. Let's see. Sometimes they get stuck, but they're still worth it. If you're someone like me who just, I don't know, for whatever biological reason, cannot put the cap on when you're done because you're too excited about doing the next project, and you're like, oh, I'll get to it later, and then you don't, and then you've crusted over all your paint. Also boho blue. Okay, all right. Hey, Kelly. Oh, Kelly, God, you're so good to me. Thank you for dropping that. All right, so I've got some blues here. Let's start there. Let's start there and just see what happens. I've got a variety of brushes. I've got spatulas, I've got kitchen forks, I've got these guys. Love watching the girls. She paints. Last night was doing something like that. That was super fun. But I'm gonna start with just kind of dabbing on some of these colors, and let's just see what happens. Because remember, I want it to be really, like, even that's too big, because here's why. If the flower, okay, all right, let's go right here. If the flower is like here, all you're going to see is that. So I need it even specklier. Okay, let me get you guys in. Is that good? Okay. So I'm going to move to even a smaller brush. Open our brush. All right, what happens if we just kind of, all right, what if I just kind of go all over with this blue, and then we just go back with the different colors. We kind of stipple, like, or it could be like little paintbrush strokes. I know this is ugly, but sometimes things have to get ugly before they get pretty. All right, what do you guys think? I kind of like the brush strokes better than, I'm looking at the monitor, and you guys are too, I think it'd be easier for you if you were more straight on. Sorry for taking you on a little ride here. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. I hate when lives are too far away. Okay, so, and then if we took the other blue, now remember, we're probably going to need a couple coats of that. That's kind of pretty. But I'm not going to do this all over the piece. So this is kind of how, well, this is how I do everything. What if? Let's try this. And I'm not too afraid anymore. And I'm not changing out my brush, you'll see, at letting you guys watch the process. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes you're like, oh God, I wish I could just turn this live off right now. As soon as they all leave, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna delete this whole thing and pretend like it never happened. But I don't know, I'm kind of digging just that. And I'm just putting in colors kind of in the same range, and then maybe we can go over it with some other ones. I'm checking my comments though, if you guys have any. Stripping. Kimberly, yes, I'm not stripping. Not today, darling. Too old. No, yes. What I did at the beginning was I just took a sanding block, okay, and I just roughed it up. That's it. I just rough it. This is, and then I just wiped it down with a little bit of water. Normally, If it's really greasy, I'm going to use some Simple Green, or any kind of crud cutter or Windex. I got some to use, and then I walked away without it. I don't know why. And that's it. Now, for super shiny, all right, keep in mind too, let me talk to you. Okay, to answer your question, if you're doing something for a client or a custom client, okay, and it's super shiny, I would maybe use an orbital sander to really get that shine off. Also, you could use a clear shellac. A clear shellac allows you to still get the wood tones to come through. There are also some other products out there that are designed to have that paint really stick. I'm not selling this piece. It's going in my store. I'm being careful, but I'm not being crazy careful. And I know that once this paint, it's going to have so many layers on it that once it cures, it's not coming off. It's not coming off, okay? But if you're worried about it, and also this is the front. If I were doing something on the top, I might have been a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Aggressive in stripping, but no, honey. That's why we use chalk and clay-based paints. We ain't got time for that. And you don't need to. You don't need to. All right, let me get back to here. Oh, that would help. There we go. How about that? So what do you guys think? Should we, I'm thinking maybe just keep the cool tones here. What if we just added a little bit of yellow? And then, then we'll move on to the next one and do the same thing while this one kind of dries. And then I'm going to hold up a stencil for you so you can see what I'm envisioning. And we're going to see if it works, okay? So it looks really chalky right now. Don't worry about that. All these colors will come through. We kind of need to go layer after layer after layer. I like the lighter colors. That's going to pop really well. I brought all these other supplies here to kind of play with. And let me make this clear. I'm not switching brushes. I'm getting all these tones by just using one brush. Just using one brush. And then letting it blend into the next. And then what I'm thinking is that this, around the edge, will just be a solid color. And I'm just randomly, did I say chocolate based? So my husband knows to have chocolate in the house for me. And he was out with my daughter last night getting school clothes, and I couldn't find the chocolate. And I wrote him and I said, honey, please, please, please bring home chocolate. And he texted me, he's like, top shelf in my closet. Hidden behind the shoes, or something to that effect. So basically, because the kids eat all my chocolate, he'd hidden a stash for me. Isn't that sweet? Oh yeah. You know what? This is kind of pretty. I like all the little, just the little dabs. I held a vote on my YouTube page, my Facebook page, as to what my next tutorial should be, and everybody voted for doing the dots, the circle dots, that I love to do. And but this might have to be another version of it, just the dab, just the dab. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let me just do a little bit more. I don't want to bore you guys with too much just of this. I just want to get it covered enough that you can kind of see where I'm going. And let's decide if this is going to work. And yeah, it is, the struggle is real, displaying the colors in the store, because here's the thing. Even today I went in to paint like 3 or 4 little display pieces to display all the new the bottles and the brushes and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, all right, so just paint this one. Don't get crazy. Just paint it you know, mermaid tail so that you can tell your clients what mermaid tail looks like when it's painted. Oh, but no, like I'm incapable. I added a little bit of Queen Bee, and then I was like, oh, well, this would be kind of fun. Let me put a little farm fresh in there. So it looks really good, but I mean, whoever said just paint all the drawers in color, you may have a point, because I am trying to, you know, showcase the paint. Yes, he's stush. No, I probably did say chocolate. Okay. All right, so yeah, do you guys ever do something that you're going to completely cover up like this, and then you're like, but wait, maybe, I don't know, I might have to stand back and think about this and decide. Because I was just going for random, and my brush strokes are basically more about the fact that I'm at an angle and I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, why don't we let that dry? But here's what's going to have to happen, and this is why this is going to be a multi-step process. I do have my show, The New Sue Review, right after this today, and Agnes is back. So I am going to continue this on my page today. I don't normally do that, but I need to get this done, and I want to have Agnes help me paint this beast. So if we don't get as far as I want today, just switch over, check me out, or just catch the replay. All right. So do you see what I'm doing? Do you see how carefully I'm thinking this through? No, not one bit. I'm just randomly hitting it. Okay. So now that we have something here, I want to get the stencil so you can kind of see what I mean. And I'm going to, at the risk of driving you guys crazy, I'm also going to lower this again. There we go. Okay. All right. So let me find a stencil. Oh, Agnes left one the other day. That could be really cool. Sorry, I put them all carefully away. Dum dum. All right, let's just pull out Agnes's here. She won't mind. All right, so what I was thinking is either a stencil or freehand. I'm not sure what. But if we were to go over this, okay, with the black. No, that's not what I want, because I want the reverse. I want everywhere in here. Do you see what I mean? So what I might do is take the stencil, cover this with a sealant, a barrier layer. Let me talk to you guys about that. Okay, I don't know if you guys have worked with barrier layers before, but basically the idea is I want the color to come through the center of what I want. So if I were to do the stencil right on top, that's not quite what I'm looking for. I want this part, the white part, to be the black. Okay, so how would I do that? Well, that's why this is an experiment. What I'm thinking is I could either make a simpler design and freehand it and just paint like wax or Vaseline. Okay, you can paint with Vaseline or wax, and that stops any other layer from sticking. Then you can go and paint the whole thing. Remember that in grade school where you would do all the different colors with the crayon, and then you'd cover it all in black, and then you'd pull away? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Channeling Monet. Oh, I did get to go see Monet's gardens with my mother. All right, let's do another color. I'd love your feedback, you guys. I would really love your feedback on the best way to do this, because it's not about putting the stencil on top, because unless I can invert the stencil. Okay. Even I don't understand myself, so I don't understand myself. Let's try this some more. All right, let's try some. I just put my tripod in the paint. Let's go with a different scheme here. I do know I want to do different color schemes. So I think we're going to put a little kissing booth. God bless it. Ah. Okay, kissing booth. Oh, come on, kissing booth. Give me a smooch. Give me a smooch. I should have tested all these. I thought I was so smart. But there we go. Not doing the cans. All right. Summer Crush. And let's do some. There we go. We got our warm tones there. And I'm going to put in a little bit of Hey Sailor so I can make some purple. Oh, I know. I'll use the lavender so I can make purple. That's what I'll do. All right, so I'm going to add some of my lavender over here. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. And I think the key to this, since we're going kind of crazy, is to have at least a consistent under design, right? And basically, I'm just kind of using the same brush. Paint it black first, then put the color on with stencil. Yeah, I could have done that. I thought about that. But see, okay. I want to be coachable. Don't you love that when somebody's trying to help you? Okay, I need you to be coachable. I want to be coachable, Tanya. But the reason I didn't do that was because then I have to hold the stencil there and then do all these designs inside of it, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. And I also don't know what I want to do. I also realize that I'm not sure how I want this to be. Like, am I going to want just like one great big flower maybe? Maybe I won't want a stencil. Maybe I'll just want to freeform the outline of a flower. Or maybe I could do something with stamps. I just signed up to be an IOD retailer, so maybe I could do something there. All right, my stroke's getting longer. And then what I was thinking here is that this would be, this could be the colors kind of all mixed together. I don't know, I'm just playing. It's kind of cool. Create an opposite stencil with a simplified design. Emily, that's what I'm thinking now too. I'm thinking I'll need to do that. But what do you guys think of the idea? Is that a cool idea? Trust me, I'm not asking you to give me an ego boost. I have it in my head. I have no idea if this will work or not. I'm using like no paint, by the way. I mean, this is just using so very little. And I will probably want to go back over this again. Paint one side of the stencil and use it like a stamp. Oh, Katharina Holloway. God, I don't know. That's a brilliant idea, and I think I might be terrified. All right, so well, either way, what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to put this on just like I'm doing. I'm just going to keep going and layering and layering and layering and layering. And then what I think is the best thing to do with anything where you're going to experiment and you're not really sure, you know, what's coming next. First of all, which do we like better? More importantly, do we like the blues? Now this is, remember, this is lightened way up. It'll darken down once I put the top coat on it. Kelly, you're always so good to me. She's like, I trust you. I'm like, but Kelly, I don't trust me. You know what I trust me to do? I trust me to keep going until I like it. Sometimes I'm here at 10 o'clock at night because I don't like it yet. Don't see my family. Anyway, what I was going to say, you guys, is once I get this built up, all right, now this is just going to be my first layer, and I'm going to go over it again because it's not thick enough, really, is I'm going to put on Big Top, okay, because that's going to seal it in. I'm going to put a couple coats of Big Top on there because then if I do something that's dumb, hopefully I'll be able to just kind of wipe it off, right? Do you guys do that? Now, the other thing that might have been smart is if I'd painted crinoline first. If I'd painted a color on first. I don't know. That would have just taken another step. But that might have helped these colors pop a little bit more than going right over the wood. The gal who asked about priming. You don't need to prime for priming's sake, but I am a firm believer in if you want the best color pop to put white underneath what you're doing. But I think once I do a couple layers here, that'll work. That'll work. How are we doing on time? All right, we got about 10 minutes. All right, let me get this. All right, so for the sake of argument, why don't we I don't want to mess with that. Let's do something right here that we can wipe off. Okay? So let's just do like a little mini version. Hope that dries real fast. I'm just doing a test for you guys. I normally do, when I do these lives, I'm just doing boards, but I kind of wanted to just go right on the piece today and see what we can play with. So are all your kids back in school? Is everybody gone? My kids don't start till after Labor Day. So we still have this weekend. And then we rented a house to go sit by the water for just a little bit longer. We're so excited. You guys are so excited. And we just got a call that the sewer's backed up. So we're going to have to figure out new plans for Labor Day weekend. And my husband's like, let's just drive down to my parents. Okay, you guys, that's an 8-hour drive. I love his parents. But the whole point of like Labor Day, this place we were staying at it was like an hour away. Okay. All right, I just did that just to see. Let it dry for a second. And I'm going to get out my boho blue. And we're going to do a little test just to play. And then I'm going to have to say goodbye. But if you guys want to see us continuing to work on this today, too much blue. If you guys want to see us continuing to work on this today when Agnes gets here, we'll be going live, the New Sue Review, which has been on hiatus all summer. What were some other ideas? A wax barrier with a stencil. Yeah, I may do some scrap wood. I know, I just wanted to jump in, Rachel. I know. I was just like, I've done so many sample boards this week. All right. That's almost dry. Let's just give that another second, and then I'm going to do what I do best, which is a dum-dum looking flower, okay? Right in here. I can see that that's getting dry. I kind of like, look at this. Can you guys see right in here? This is an accident, but I mushed all these colors together, and then I had a little bit of blue in my brush, and then do you see that line of the blue? That's really pretty. I like that. So that makes me, like, I want to remember that. So if I come back to this, I might want to do that. Put that little line of blue through there as a contrast. All right, so I'm going to use just a little brush. This isn't totally dry, but I don't want to run over my time in case there's someone coming on after me. This will be archived here on the page, you guys, this show. I also, I put it on my YouTube channel as well, so if you have a friend who wants to see this or you want to go back and watch it all over again. All right, so I'm going to get down on the floor. Okay. All right, I'm just going to do like the most basic of flowers, but that way we can just see, you know, or like a leaf. So if we were to go... This is why we would use a stencil, people. Okay. Okay. See what I'm talking about? And then, I know, then we cover all this up. Still a little wet. We can get the idea. So I wouldn't just have one big flower. I mean, if I were going to have one big flower, I'd do the other suggestion, which was just use the stencil to paint inside. But I'm kind of imagining that the ratio to black to our pattern would be almost 50-50. So that's one way, just cutting it in. Now I would have, so what I would have done is put the big top on first so that if I wanted to say, oh, I don't want it right back there, I want to pull it back a little bit, I would be able to. I can't now because I've got water-soluble paint on top of water-soluble paint. But I could, oops, but I could. And yeah, this flower looks wonky, but I think you guys get the idea of what I'm thinking. And I'm only doing this on these panels for a reason. I'm not crazy. I don't have a month to do this. All right. You like it? All right, so this is what I'm thinking of. But now, so I just want to do like the blues, some pinks, maybe I'll do some purples. I don't know, I'm going to keep playing. Oh, if only there were some other colors. So maybe do one that's mostly greens. I don't know. But you guys like it? You like it? I think it's going to be fun. I just have to figure out how to do the inverse, what the best way is, and it might take a couple tries. So I think that's it for today, you guys. I'm just going to keep layering and layering and layering, and I'm going to remember this look in and of itself, because this might be something fun to play with on its own or as a backdrop for just a canvas. I don't know. It's very cathartic. Just painting dots. Feels good. It's like blending paint feels good. Painting dots feels good. Painting circles feels good. Painting feels good. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Debbie and crew, for setting up these shows. You'll thank me. See, aren't you glad I moved my shirt front way? For those of you who weren't on at the beginning, my shirt was too low cut. I'm wearing it backwards. Y'all, really grateful right now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Tanglewood Sue, Crazy 8 Craft Coach. Find me at Tanglewood Works. And on my now kind of newly invigorated YouTube channel where I'll show you all I got. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. Keep creating, having fun, and yeah, I'll look for your comments and answer any questions.